The suspect in the killing of this teacher here has been arrested and charged with murder, I guess first degree murder. Different parts of the states would call it differently. And I disagree. I think that they're rushing to judgment, and I think that this case is going to be in which this guy is going to, get off. He's not going to be given life in prison or executed or none of that when the facts come out. Um, in California and across America, the laws are generally the same. You will qualify for first class murder if you intended to kill a person, use a deadly weapon, you show a high disregard for the value of human life, or the person dies within the commission of a felony, certain prescribed felonies like bank robbery and hostage taking and so on. And of course, we all know that a homicide is the unlawful taking of a human life by another human. Now, when we look at what we know so far, we know so far that he attended the school that she attended, and that after both were missing and they went to the school, they found blood on the second floor hours after school, maybe after 10 o'clock at night. And I heard now that he used a box cutter to kill her. And he, after the incident, he went to the cinema, and then he was found walking on some busy highway, and the police were called and took him in and so on. And he confessed to the whole deal. But I just don't think that he's going to qualify because, yes, his friend said that he was kind of perturbed and something seemed to be going through his mind prior to the incident. But it doesn't. He did not confess to nobody that I'm going to kill this teacher, and he seemed to be planning it. So how then do I think that this guy could be freed? Well, the way I see it, and the facts are not out, but from what I know, you could extrapolate. Now, there's no evidence that, you see, if it were in her home, or if it was a carjacking in some, traffic light she stopped, or in some community she had visited, or she had been to some shopping mall, it would have been different. But she's at school. Now, how it is that the two of them alone happen to be on campus? So it seems as if something was happening. They were having some discussion or some argument or something of the sort. Now, I have a question. I wonder if she's pregnant. I wonder if she wanted to break up the relationship. Because if he had wanted to break up the relationship, he would just tell her, hey, it's over, and just leave. But perhaps, and I'm assuming that they were involved in some sex here, and he's probably hooked on her and so forth, pretty woman, good sex and so on. And she's going to say now, you know what, this thing is getting too sort of conspicuous. I'm depending on you and depending on me, and then folks will start seeing us going around, and then my career is going to be in trouble. So we have to break this off. Or it could be she found somebody else, some mature person, and she wants to leave him. Or it could be that she's pregnant, and she tells him, well, listen, I'm pregnant, I can't have this baby for you, so I'm going to have an abortion. Any of these would cause him to flip off. Now, having a box cutter doesn't mean that he necessarily prepared this to come and kill her. It could be that box cut is something he has for protection. All right, walking through his community where he lives, he needs protection, or he used it to cut some paper or to do some utility work. And so after they're in this room together, maybe how they got in the bathroom, and the camera should show whether he dragged her into there, whether it started over there, or whether they went in there, they were having sex, and then some revelation happened and it flipped out of control, and then she ended up dying. And so I think to say that, of course, the prosecutor has to come up with some game and some plan. They have to have some goal that they're working towards. And from the information we have, so right now she's such a very useful member. She's so enthusiastic about school and teaching math and students and all that. She looks like a real asset. And this cheap little guy, he's mostly considered black. He shouldn't want to kill her sister and so on. So some of this could be motivating them why they rush into judgment and talk about we're going to charge you with murder, and we want to get it tried as an adult and all this kind of stuff. Maybe to bring in the death penalty, etc. But I'm sure that it's going to show that there was some relationship going on. And it's more like domestic violence. It's more like a love affair went wrong, and in the heat of passion, she died or something like that. he had been worried. She warned him that come to an end, so he's kind of worried. And then she comes on, she brings it on, or he's trying to plead, listen, let's keep on this thing going. And she said, no, it's over. You got to go. It's done. And maybe even slap him, push him, and it escalated to a place where she died. Now, I'm not condoning any homicide. I'm just saying that as somebody who's interested in the law, and I'm not interested in defending criminals, but basically, as I could look at it, and try to use my imagination, that's how it looks to me. So to rush and say that, he's going to be charged with murder and perhaps tried as an adult and given the death penalty or life in prison, I don't think it's going to end that way. I think it's going to just end maybe, it's like, it's a homicide, but not necessarily murder. It could be like manslaughter or something like that. Because nobody is authorized under most circumstances to kill anybody. Now, in self-defense, perhaps, you have a chance, and maybe it even would be a reason for self-defense, because although she's such a nice person, maybe she had the box cutter. Maybe the box cutter was found somewhere in the classroom at school. Perhaps she was choking him. Maybe she kicked him in his groin. Maybe she was pulling his testicles. We don't know the facts. Now she's dead. So now, a skilled attorney gonna, get the facts and present it. And I just don't think it's gonna end up the way they think. I don't think it's gonna be no first-class murder charge.